Hi guys, welcome back to my kitchen. Today, by popular demand, I'm going to show you how to make your own homemade ketchup. Commercial ketchup from the supermarket might be cheap and convenient, but it's sickeningly sweet. I think it tastes like a dessert topping. The ketchup our ancestors used to make has a sophisticated garden fresh taste. It's perfect for hamburgers, hot dogs, French fries, and more. Heck, it even makes a terrific pizza sauce. The ingredients are very basic. Start with 1 large red bell pepper. Take a sharp knife and slice the walls of the pepper away from the central core of seeds. I do it like this. Then stack the pieces up, and you want to roughly chop them. Then take 1 large onion. I'm using a white onion, and you want to roughly dice it too. When you dice, be sure to turn your fingers this way so that you're not cutting your fingers. Then cross-cut like so. Also chop 4 fat cloves of garlic. Your chopping can be very rough because everything is going to end up in a blender. Then set a large heavy pot over medium heat and add 2 tablespoons of vegetable oil. I'm using safflower oil. Let the oil warm over medium heat, for about a minute. Then add all of the chopped pepper and onion to the pot. Give it a quick stir with a green spatula just to coat the peppers and onions. Then cover the pot and let the peppers and onions sweat for about 10 minutes or until they soften somewhat. Make sure your heat is not too high. The peppers and onions should not color at all. They should only soften. So my peppers and onions are nicely softened, but they haven't colored at all. So the next step is to add the garlic. And the reason you don't add the garlic in the beginning is because it would burn very easily and become bitter. And we certainly don't want bitter garlic in our ketchup. And you stir the garlic around, just saute it for a minute, just until it becomes fragrant. So next comes 1 generous tablespoon of good old tomato paste. Then add 1 28-ounce can of whole peeled tomatoes. These are plum tomatoes. And to help the tomatoes cook quickly, I use a tomato masher, and I just squish them down. You could use a knife to cut them up, but a potato masher works very, very well. Take 1/4 cup of apple cider vinegar. Add that to the works, plus 1/3 cup of packed brown sugar. You can use dark brown sugar or light brown sugar. Makes no difference at all. See if we can get this out of, there we go. And we're going to break that sugar up a little bit, give it a little stir. As you can see, this goes very quickly. Next comes the seasonings. We're using a 1/2 teaspoon of chili powder, 1/2 teaspoon dry mustard, 1/8 teaspoon ground cinnamon, 1/8 teaspoon of ground allspice, which smells heavenly, and 1/8 teaspoon ground cloves, and a pinch of salt, and a few grinds of black pepper. Give everything a stir. I like to pull all of the bits of onion that have stuck to the sides of the pot down with a spatula, so they're actually in the liquid. And then partially cover the pot. Let it come to a boil, and then reduce the heat to a simmer and let it simmer quietly for 55 minutes to 1 hour, or until the mixture becomes very thick. So we'll be right back. We're back. So let me show you what the ketchup looks like at this point. I let it simmer quietly for 55 minutes, and it's now nice and thick. This is exactly what you want. I'm going to let this cool for about 10 minutes, and then we're going to blend it. To finish the ketchup, ladle it into your blender. I hope you have a blender. And put the lid on, let her rip. I think we're done. Except we have to check the ketchup's viscosity. Now mine seems pretty thick, but if yours seems a little too runny, there's an easy cure. Take some more tomato paste, could be a tablespoon. Fling it into the jar. You just want the sauce to be the thickness that you like. For the very best flavored ketchup, you'll want to pour the sauce into a jar. I'm using a quart size measure. And you want to refrigerate it for 3 to 4 hours. You'll find that the flavors really get amplified that way. That's almost a full quart, or 4 cups. So I'm going to cover this with a sheet of plastic wrap, pop it in the refrigerator for 4 hours, and then we'll be right back. And now I've prepared some French fries, and I'm really hungry. So let's give this a taste test. Oh, this is one of the best condiments on earth. Again, it's like a walk in the garden. The tomato flavor is deep and wonderful, plus you can taste the allspice and the cloves and the other seasonings. I promise, if you make your own tomato ketchup this way, you will never, ever want to buy the store-bought stuff again. You'll become a real tomato ketchup snob. And here's a shameless plug. If you're looking for other great recipes, be sure to get my new cookbook. It's called Kevin's Kitchen, 100 Recipes for Delicious Living. And you'll find all kinds of beautiful, easy to make recipes in here. You can order the cookbook online. I'll put the ordering information in the description box below. If you'd like to see more recipes from me, be sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel and post a comment below. Feel free to suggest a recipe you'd like me to make. Meanwhile, I'm going to keep eating these French fries. Now, I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.